Alright, so here we are in the build for the TOBH atomizer. Today I am going to be using a single coil of a parallel coil, actually, if you can see that. It is 22 and 26 gauge put together side by side, and that's a 3/32 bit. You see that? So I'm going to try this out. Never tried it before. Actually saw it on Instagram. Who did I see it on? It's either Mr. Pinoy Kid or Vape Build. Saw something similar and I was like, yo, I gotta try that. If you guys, really like doing your builds and want to see some craziness, Vape Build or hashtag Vape Build or at Vape Build or at Mr. Pinoy Kid. I'll leave the titles below, but you gotta follow him on Instagram and see their craziness. Sick. So this is what I'm doing today. I don't even know what that's going to come up to. It basically, that's about 6 or 7, or that's about 7 wraps, I believe. Parallel coil, 22 and 26 gauge. So that's what we're putting in today. For those of you who don't know what the parallel coil is, it's basically you're going to take two strands of wire. In our case, it's 2 different gauges, okay, 26 and 22, and you want to keep them together and flat, and basically you would just wrap it on. So I don't, sorry about the blurriness, guys, but yeah, so you'd keep them parallel, hence the name parallel coil, and just kind of wrap it together, keeping them both parallel the whole time. I mean, obviously you want to wrap it as tight as possible, like tight together. It's hard to do on camera. It's almost impossible to do in front of the camera, so I'm not even going to bother. The bottom line is, after you do that, you should come up with something like this. Okay, so again, that's what we're going with. So we'll keep that in the bit, and as you can see, I've already loosened the holes, and again, on the TOBH, the holes are pretty big. It's easily, I think it's at least 1.5 millimeters each hole. So that, I believe that should be enough room to fit this 22 and 26 gauge in there, hopefully. So again, same thing as we've done before. This time I think I'm gonna put the positive in first, or whichever one will go, and then I put the negative in. Yeah, the positive went in pretty quickly. Negative is being a little bit finicky, but there you go. Look at that. So yeah, like I said, the holes are pretty big on this piece. Just gonna work my way in there. Hopefully, give me a second. Just need to massage it in there, I guess you can say. It's almost there. Almost got it. Sorry, was I in focus that whole time? Shit, I hope so. We can see that. I think it should be okay, but I'll do some adjusting on it after. So again, let's tighten up the negative post first. You don't really have to crank it in there, because you don't want to break the or cut the wires. You just want it tight enough so it won't move. And we can see that. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that doesn't look bad. Just want to make sure. So now we just got to do some adjusting. So actually kind of hard because this 22 gauge is pretty damn thick. I want to try and push it to the middle. I think that might be okay. So as long as you're not hitting the edges, I guess. I need some leverage here. Give me a second. Sorry guys. So yeah, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Hope it is. So okay, so we just want to check the ohm mode, and looks to be 0.31, so that's okay. So what I'm going to do is cut the excess. What the hell did I just cut? Okay, excess is cut. And just to make sure we're not hitting on the edge. I don't know if you can see that. So we're good. No edge hitting, so that's good. After that cut, we're looking at 0.32. Alright, so let's get some cotton. Sorry it's taking so long, guys. It's just this is my first build with this, and this first parallel coil and everything like that, so don't want to fuck things up. And I, you know, obviously always want to make sure you get a good vape, so no rushing. So I got some cotton. That might be a little bit too much, but whatever, man. Actually, it might be a little bit too small, too big. Oh, we'll see. It's not bad. Alright, so we got the cotton in there. Let's kind of roll it up a little bit. So take a look. And like I said, the well's pretty deep in this piece, so let's get it in there. Now, on Rip Tripper's video, he says you kind of want to make sure you have a lot of cotton underneath, just to be sure. So they said this parallel coil is just bleeds that, or eats the juice. So let's try and get as much cotton as we can underneath. Shove that in there. Take this side. Try and get as much of it in there as well. I think that's okay. Where the fuck are my scissors? There they are. So I'm just going to cut off some excess. That should be okay. Again, like I said, never used this build before, or never done this build before. I guess more cotton is better, from what Rip Tripper says. You know, better safe than sorry. So I think that's okay. I might want to put a little bit on the back, so I'll just take a little bit. Because there's a little bit of room behind there. I'll take that little bit that I snipped off. Just stick it in the back of this parallel coil, just to make sure we'll be able to get enough saturation or juice saturation. So that's it. I think that looks pretty good. Just juice this up a bit. I'll juice this up on the mech. So just make sure it's right side up, and I think, like I said, wide open is what we're gonna have to go with. So I'll go with that. Alright, so as you can see, I'm just gonna juice it up from here. Like I said, the well in this piece is pretty damn deep. So if you can imagine what the dual coils would do. So take a look. Oh, that's sick. Look at that piece. Crazy.